What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Ducks Dish podcast. I'm your host, Max Torres, publisher and lead editor of Ducks Digest, covering the Oregon Ducks for Sports Illustrated over on Fan Nation. We got a recruiting episode coming at you guys today, and I am joined today by 2024 St. Thomas Aquinas wide receiver James Madison II. How we doing, man? Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Doing great.
Glad to hear it, man. Just gonna start off with a couple of easy ones for you. What's your height and weight looking like right now?
Right now, I would say about 6'3.5". Some people would say 6'4", but I feel like I'm 6'3.5", 203.
Okay, so yeah, got the size to play wide receiver for sure.
Yeah.
And so you're at St. Thomas Aquinas, which I believe is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yes, sir. Fort Lauderdale.
Is that your hometown? Are you originally from there?
No, I'm actually from Kansas City, Missouri originally. So I moved to Fort Lauderdale when I was in 8th grade. When I was in 8th grade, and I played my 8th grade year there. I played varsity my 8th grade year, so that was a real good experience coming in. And then after my 9th grade year, I transferred to St. Thomas, where I really wanted to be from the beginning, but that's how it went out. So I got to go over to St. Thomas after my 9th grade year.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so coming over from Missouri, and then obviously found your footing out in Florida. So James, I know that St. Thomas Aquinas is one of the most decorated programs in Florida high school football history. But just since you're in the program, I just kind of wanted to ask you to share with folks just a little bit about the football program there and what it's been like for you.
Yeah, definitely. The football program, we like when people say we run our program like a college, it really is like a college. I feel like we have very strict. When we get in the weight room, we working. We gotta plan. We got a plan right when you get in. You look at the board. We all doing it together. We got 2 groups in the weight room. One's working on this side. One's working on the other side. So like the defense will be in the weight room, and then the offense will be out doing field work. And we're getting training from the best, performance. It's a training institute out in South Florida. They train all the NFL players. So they'll have somebody come in and draw up our weight room plan, and then they'll be on the field with us. So we get the best training. We obviously, Coach Harriet, he's gonna push you to be the best, football player and person that you can be. So it's just, and then Coach Smith obviously at the top, set the blueprint for everything. So we just pretty much set up for greatness. Really, you just got to take the coaching, take the leadership, and you're going to succeed in the program for sure.
We're seeing more programs across the country, James, that are just ran like those college level programs, and then I think that just leads itself to making it easier for you guys to achieve success at the next level, which is what you're going for. So you're a 2024 guy, still relatively early in your recruitment. Just talk a little bit about your sophomore season out there in Florida and maybe where you felt you improved.
Yeah. So at first, I was a little rocky. I was coming in. I was a little new. I got a lot of seniors ahead of me, so I wasn't really. I was just getting in where I fit in. But then towards like the half of the season, my coaches, it was just like, we got to get him in there. We got to give him the ball somehow. Like, it doesn't matter because, it's like we got to get him in there. So then I really started to, how do you say this? Put my place on the team and show like everybody know what it was, but then putting it into the game. And then obviously getting a bigger role and a bigger role and a bigger role until we got the states, and then gladly won states. But we're multiplying on that for the next season. Even crazier.
All right, so got some success in the 2021 season and going to look on building on that moving forward. Going to shift into a little bit more recruiting now with you, man. I was doing a little bit of research, scrolling through the timeline, saw that you were named MVP at a recent Rivals camp. Where was that at, and what was it like to go against some of that competition?
Yeah, it was in Miami. It was actually at my school, so didn't really have to go through. I did have to go a little far, but it felt like home. So I felt like it was hometown advantage. I mean, home field advantage, if you would say. So it was real fun. It was a real fun camp. I really like the way that Rivals runs their camps and things like that. So it was just real fun camp. We did some drills. We did the what's it called, the when you run down and then catch the gauntlet. Yeah, we
The
did the
gauntlet.
gauntlet. Then we did Then we did 1-on-1s, and that was about it. But it was good competition, going out there just having fun, really, just showing off some, just not really trying to do too much, just having fun out there, showing them what they wanted to see, really.
Yeah, and being out in Florida, you said the camp was in Miami, I think,
Yeah, the
right?
camp was in Miami.
Okay, so yeah, being out in Florida, certainly Miami is a major talent hotbed. You got big time wide receivers, DBs. I mean, I feel you can name the position, and they got it out there. How has that helped you just from your development as a player, James? Just going against those top guys all the time.
Yeah, it helped me. It helped me in a lot of ways. I would say when I first got here, it wasn't really something that I'm like, man, this is way different. It was just something where I'm like, I gotta be better. Like, that's it. It's just, I feel like I gotta get better. So ever since I was there, regardless of wherever I was gonna be out, I wanted to push myself to be the best. So wherever I'm at, I felt like I just wanted to be the best. But obviously, like the competition is the best in South Florida. So if you can do it in South Florida, really you can do it anywhere. So that's really what I feel like South Florida did for me. Just give me that little edge. Like, you do it here, you can do it anywhere, really.
All right, yeah, and I know that Oregon under this new staff, they're trying to make a push out into Florida. Certainly no small task being across the country, and then you got new coaching staff. Mike Norvell, Billy Napier, Mario Cristobal coming from out our way. So yeah, I want to talk about that a little bit here because I know that you got to take a visit. But before we do that, just wanted to get some of your thoughts on the recruiting process, because we see recent offers coming in from the likes of SMU, Marshall, Eastern Kentucky, to name a few. Where are you kind of at with the recruiting process? What's it been like for you?
Yeah, it's been great. Honestly, it's been very great. My head coach is a very prominent role in my recruiting. He's in touch with a lot of people, but obviously before Coach Lanning left Georgia, I was talking to Georgia a lot. Now talking more so to Coach Kirby, to Coach Smart, I would say, but to get me up there to meet the new receiver coach. I'm in talks with just other schools just in general that just wanting to get me up there to see the campus, meet all the coaches. So yeah, it's real early in it, and just trying to sort everything out right now for sure.
So you're starting to take some trips, having some contact with some of these schools. I know it's a little bit different with the 2024 guys because, like you said, you're early in the recruitment. But what are some of the schools you've been in contact the most, and trips you've been able to take recently?
Yeah, so last year I went on a trip. Last year I went on 2 trips. I went to Georgia and Alabama. So I'm probably gonna get back up to Georgia in the summertime. I might go back up to Bama in the summertime as well. I'm definitely gonna get back out to Oregon. I'm going to Mizzou, I think, next weekend. I mean, this weekend. Not like this weekend, but the next weekend coming up.
Okay.
And I'm talking to, what was I talking about? I went to USC earlier in the year, but yeah, so that's about it though right now.
All right, so we got some SEC flavor for you. Certainly, with that being closer to you geographically out in Florida. You mentioned USC, and then recently, let's dive into Oregon, because you were just here for a visit over the weekend. But the question that I wanted to ask you is, that's not an easy trip to make, man. Going all the way across the country, it's not as easy as hopping over to a Miami or a Florida State. Why did you choose to come out to Oregon?
Yeah, I have a real good relationship with Coach Lanning and some of the other coaches on the staff. So it was really I got to get out here, type of ordeal. So my mom made it happen, and we went out there and went to go see it and really enjoyed it.
All right, so the relationships kind of helped get this trip moving, it sounds like.
Definitely.
But with so many powerhouse schools or storied programs really not too far from you, I feel like maybe some people don't think that Oregon has, how do I put this? Let me rephrase a little bit. So you're always seeing some of these really high profile programs because you're in Florida and those are closer, but you came out to Oregon. What's the perception of Oregon, would you say, maybe amongst your peers and other players out there?
Oregon is always gonna be Oregon to me. Like that's how I feel like everybody's gonna think about it. Oregon's Oregon. Like you got to think about the history of Oregon. Oregon got Oregon Black Mamba, Marcus Mariota, Sammy Parker. So it's like you got guys that have went to Oregon. So I don't think really is you're ever gonna be like, nah, Oregon's not. But Oregon's always gonna be Oregon for sure. Like that's how I feel like everybody thinks about it. Oregon's just Oregon.
Okay. Yeah, no, the history that they've had at Oregon certainly does the talking for itself. Kind of sounds like that was the point you were trying to make.
Definitely.
Okay, so you come out for this trip. Just kind of walk me through it if you can, give me a little digest of it. What did you get to do on the trip and maybe some highlights that stuck out to you?
Yeah. So the trip was really great. I got to tour the campus, tour the camp. I got to tour the campus. I went to go see practice. Had meetings with pretty much the whole offensive coaching staff. We what else did we do? We obviously took pictures, and other than that, just saw it. I got to hang out with one of my friends on the team, Dante Manning. Just things like that. Just getting a feel for the school, getting a feel for the organization.
Okay, so you got to go to, I believe they had a spring scrimmage over the weekend. So that was kind of your first real exposure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Coming out here to Oregon. So what stood out to you, whether it was from the practice environment or just what you saw while you were taking it all in?
Definitely. The practice is really fast tempo. I like that. They did a lot of 1-on-1s, a lot of 7-on-7, a lot of competing. So I really like that. But what I really like is how Coach Lanning pays attention to the details so much. Somebody could do something very little. He'll stop the whole drill just to make sure that you get this one thing right. So I really like that. I really like how detail oriented that he was with most things that they were doing out there. It was really cool to see. That's what I like to see in a coach for sure.
I saw that firsthand when I was at a practice just yesterday. He got on the mic and he was saying, "Hey, we're not starting like that with this section of 11-on-11." And he does seem like he's detail oriented just in the whole process of it all. Let's see what else we got here. I did see that you got to put on the uniforms while you were out here on your visit. I think I might actually be able to grab a picture here if I can be tech savvy enough to pull it off. So here we go. We got you on your visit here, going through the legs, a little East Bay action,
Yes,
rocking the yellow and black uniforms.
yes,
James, so many people they grow up watching Oregon to some degree or another, regardless of where they're born. I mean, you're out of Missouri and then playing your high school ball in Florida. Just for you to put these uniforms on and just go through the process of the visit, what was kind of going through your head? What were you thinking when that was going down?
Yeah, when I put on the uniform, to be honest, I know, Oregon has great history, but to be honest, I just really was imagining myself in that. If I felt like I felt good in that, if I was like if I put this on, I could see myself doing something with this exact jersey on Saturday. So definitely putting it on made me feel like, oh yeah, like I like this a lot for sure. Definitely.
Okay, just a couple more for you here, and I'll get you out of here. So since you've gotten to take a couple of visits, with Oregon being the most recent one, I know you're still getting a feel for schools, but what's going to be important, for you as when you go to make this decision? What kind of boxes does a school need to check to be a good fit for you?
Yeah. To be honest, a school where at the school, like the literal campus, like just the school in general, I feel like I'm at home, like somewhere where I feel like I could go walk out, everything good, where I feel like I could see somebody walking right there, be like, "What's up?" and everything good, just So I feel like just a homey feel, like in the whole school, like just a homey feel. I feel like if I feel like I'm tripping. I feel like I feel like just with the coaching staff even where I feel like I could go to talk to them about anything. Where I feel like they could just we could talk about anything. Where if I have problems, I could just go talk to them. If I have a question about the playbook, there's nothing. Just go talk to them, ask them questions about it. I feel like a good relationship with the head coach, which I already have, is a very key part. So just things like that for sure.
All right, so you got that good relationship with Dan Lanning. Certainly have a better feel for the Oregon program after getting to take it in yourself. Last one I have for you, James. So got this Oregon visit. A lot of spring games are going on. I don't know if you guys are doing spring ball right now, but what's next for you on the recruiting trail, whether it be visits, what have you, stuff like that?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, what's next for me? Honestly, getting ready for spring, just doing spring, having a good spring season, and then probably after that, I'll probably be back to seeing where I'm gonna go, seeing where I'm gonna visit, see things like that. But like I said, next week I'll be at Mizzou, so I'm gonna see how that goes for sure.
All right, so a little homecoming of sorts
to
check out the Tigers. Before I get you out of here, man, where can people find you? Whether it be your Twitter, Instagram, just want to give you a chance to plug your social media.
Yes, sir. You can find me on Instagram at James Madison II and on Twitter at James JT Madison 2.
All right. Well, you guys go make sure you tap in with James to follow his recruiting journey. Really want to thank him for taking some time to talk about his most recent visit out to Oregon. If you guys want to find more of me, you can follow me on Twitter at mtorresports, and you can find me on YouTube at Oregon Football Max Torres. Kindly ask that you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel to support what we got going on. But that'll do it for us on this episode of the Ducks Dish podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in, however you tuned in, and we'll see you in the next one.